Hello friends, this is Miss Ella. Welcome back to Harmony at Home. Today's lesson is a very important one because we are going to learn how to read music. Do you know why that's important? Well, when you learn to read words on a page, you are able to read books, right? When you learn to read musical notes on a page, then you can make all kinds of music. It takes lots of practice to read music, but by the end of this lesson, you will be on your way. Let's get started with our weekly game, the one we started last week. Let's continue with our game from last week. Do you remember the names of the notes we already learned? Last time we learned 3 notes: Do, Re, and Mi, and we talked about their different pitches. Today we will add 2 more notes, Fa and So. As you already know from our last lesson, we are going up with each note. So Re is higher than Do, and Mi is higher than Re. We will continue going up today. Now that you understand their position on the steps, let's use our voices to sing them, as we did last time. I will sing first and you will repeat after me. Don't forget to pay attention to 3 things: the name of the note, its pitch, try to be as precise as you can, and of course, the rhythm. Are you ready? Let's start. Do, re, mi, do, re, mi, re, mi, mi, fa, re, mi, mi, fa, so, 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 fa, fa, so, fa, 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 so, fa, mi, fa, fa, mi, fa, fa, mi, re, mi, re, re, mi, re, do, re, mi, fa, so, do, re, mi, fa, so, mi, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, do, re, mi, do. Very good! Now you already know 5 notes out of 7. We will learn the last 2 next week. In our last lesson, I told you that the language of music has 2 important elements, rhythm and pitch. Well, in today's lesson, we will be working on rhythm. When we write rhythm, we use different symbols that represent the lengths of different musical notes. We can't just say this is a long note, because you and I might not agree on its length. We have to be more specific, so we use a symbol that all musicians understand. For example, this is a whole note. It is 4 beats long. Ta. Let's say a long ta together, but you have to listen to my beat before we start, since it might be a slow one or a fast one. This is the beat. I will count to 4 and we will all say this whole note together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta. Now let's say it again, but listen carefully because the beat might be different. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta. As you could hear, my beat was slower, so the note was longer, but it was still a whole note, since it was 4 beats long. Let's do one more. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta. Did you hear the difference? It was still a whole note, but the beat was faster. So the length of the note depends on our beat. This is a very important relationship to understand in music. The whole note is the longest note. Let's learn about some of the other notes that are shorter than the whole note. We can learn about them the same way you may have learned about fractions in your math class. Let's imagine we have a whole note that is represented by a cookie. This cookie can be cut and shared with others. If I want to share my cookie with a friend, I will need to cut it in half, into 2 halves or 2 equal pieces. In music, these 2 equal notes that make up the whole note are called half notes. Each half note receives 2 beats. Ta! Here again, the length of the note depends on the speed of my beat. 2 half notes equal 1 whole note. Let's look at what happens if I put those notes one next to each other. Can we say this rhythm? I will give you the beat by snapping and we will say it together. Don't forget to count 2 beats for the half note and 4 beats for the whole note. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, ta, ta. Let's do one more. Look carefully at the rhythm and listen to the beat. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, ta, ta. Good. Now let's play a game with those 2 notes. I will show you 2 different rhythms and you will need to decide which one I just did. Look carefully to see if there is a difference between these 2 rhythms. Is there a difference? Can you see it? Now I will say one of these rhythms and you will need to decide which one I just did. Rhythm A or rhythm B. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, ta, ta. Which one did I just do? Was it rhythm A or rhythm B? It was rhythm B. Did you choose the second one? Let's do one more. Look carefully at these 2 rhythms and listen to what I'm doing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, ta, ta. Which one did I do? Was it rhythm A or rhythm B? It was rhythm A. Now what happens if I need to cut my cookie into 4 equal pieces? I can do that. In that case, each part of the cookie is a quarter. And if I divide a whole note into 4 equal parts, each one is called a quarter note. Each quarter note receives 1 beat. If I have 4 of those, one next to the other, I will say 4 times ta, or I will clap 4 times. This is the beat. Can we say it? Can we clap it? Let's try. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, 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 ta. So a whole note is equal to 2 half notes, which are equal to 4 quarter notes. That's easy. Now let's mix them all together. Look at the rhythm and let's do it together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, 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 ta. Let's do it one more time and let's clap it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, 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 ta. Very good. Now it's my turn to say one of the rhythms that you're seeing right now. And you will need to decide if it was rhythm A or rhythm B. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. ta, 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 ta. Let me do it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, 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 ta. Did you follow? Which one I just did? It was rhythm A. The last thing I want to show you today, before we get to a fun activity with those notes, is to learn how to write rests. Do you remember what a rest in music is? A rest is the absence of a sound. How do we know how long it lasts? Is it enough to say a short rest or a long rest? No, it's not enough. We have to be very precise, so when we sing or play with someone else, our rests will be the same. Today we will learn about the quarter rest. Can you already imagine how long this rest is going to be? It sounds like a quarter note, right? This rest is the same length as the quarter note. That's the reason for the name quarter rest. So I will have to wait one beat. Let's try that. Can we clap this rhythm? Don't forget to wait one beat for the rest. We need to keep counting even though we're not doing anything. Let's do it together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Was it hard? You have to concentrate, just like you did when you started to read in English or in any other language. You are learning how to read music, and this is something to be very proud of. Now that you know these notes and rests, let's take a look at a musical part I prepared. Do you recognize these notes? Of course you do. These are the quarter notes and the quarter rests we have been learning about today. This is a musical part. That's the way we write music. Let's take a closer look at this part. We read it in the same direction we read words in English, from left to right and from top to bottom. Let's read the part together. We will do it slowly. Every time when you see a quarter note, you need to clap. And when you see a quarter rest, you just count and wait for the next quarter note. I will snap 4 beats before we start, so we will all have the same tempo. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Clap. 2, 3, 4. Clap. 2, 3, 4. 1. Clap. 3, 4. 1. Clap. 3, 4. 1, 2. Clap. 4. 1, 2. Clap. 4. 1, 2, 3. Clap. 1, 2, 3. Clap. 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. 1. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 1. And so on until the end of the song. Now let's do it again, but this time our beat will be faster. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. 3. 3. 4. 1. 3. 1. 2. 4. And so on. Very good. Now you are ready to play the part while we listen to a little song. You need to be focused so you will always know where we are, exactly like when you read a book. We will be clapping the rhythm. Don't forget to continue to count in your head. The beat will be faster, but I'm sure you can do it. Are you ready? Let's begin.
Lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop.
Boom, boom, boom.
Lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop.
Boom, boom, boom.
Oh my baby lollipop, tell you why. His kiss is sweeter than an apple pie. And when he does a shaky rock and dance, man, I haven't got a chance. I call him lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop. Sweeter than candy on a stick, huckleberry, cherry, or lime. If you had a choice, he'd be your pick, but lollipop is mine. Lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop.
Boom, boom, boom.
Crazy way it thrills me, tell you why. Just like the lightning from the sky. He loves to kiss me till I can't see straight. Gee, my lollipop is great. I call him lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop.
Boom, boom, boom.
Lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, a lollipop.
How was it? Was it hard? Easy? It might have been challenging or it might have been easy. We all learn differently. But we all need to practice to improve. We will do more of these during the year, so you will get better and better. There is one last thing I want to show you before we finish our lesson. From the 3 notes we learned today, which one is the shortest one? The quarter note, of course, but there are other notes that are even shorter. I can divide the quarter note into shorter notes. This time I will divide a quarter of my cookie into 2 equal pieces. Same thing with the quarter note. We call these notes 8 notes, and in one quarter note there are 2 8 notes. When there are 2 8 notes, one next to each other, they can be connected together, so they look almost like 2 cherries. So if this is my beat, and each beat is a quarter note, ta, 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 ta. What are those notes? How am I going to put 2 equal notes in one quarter note? Try to do it. Don't forget, you need to cut your cookie into 2 equal pieces. Ta, 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 ta. Ti, 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 ti. Ta, 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 ta. Ti, 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 ti. Just know that each note can be divided again and again, depending on the number of friends you need to share the cookie with. Let's try one last rhythm with all the notes we have learned today. Listen carefully to the beat. It will be a slow one, so you will have time to read the rhythm. Don't worry, I will do it with you. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, 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 ti, 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 ta. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, 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 ti, 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 ta. Was it hard? Could you follow the rhythm? Even if you did only part of it, that's great. Learning how to read music takes time and practice. Don't forget that. We worked today on the symbols we use when we write rhythms in music. You may not have realized it, but you were using those rhythms when we worked on Bach's concerto for 2 violins. Do you remember we used body percussion to play the first theme from the first movement? You were playing those rhythms, but now you know how to write it down. Now that you know those symbols and what they represent, you can try this week to think about those rhythms and play them or sing them while you listen to your favorite song. Don't forget you can use whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, quarter rests, and 8 notes. That's a lot. You can also write down different rhythm combinations as we did together today and practice clapping them. Try and you will see it's possible. I will see you in the next lesson when we will learn a new song from another country. See you next week, and until then, make it a musical week.